This is the Mengmi 48 gig SSD drive. It is one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest, SSD drives available on Amazon UK at this moment in time, and I thought I would test it and see what kind of performance we can get from this drive. I've never heard of Mengmi before, however they also make micro SD memory cards, so they're in the memory chip business, and this is a 2.5 inch drive, so let's see how it performs. This one's a 48 gig drive. It's still currently £9.97 with free Prime delivery, and that is seriously cheap. If you have got a PC that does not have an SSD drive, this would make a excellent boot drive. SATA 3, 2.5 inch, metal, nothing much to report, comes in a box, you don't get anything with it, from a nice little, tiny little box. Got the screw holes in the usual places. Let's give this a try. And there is also a SATA cable that was just in the bag that I didn't spot. So that's nice. We have the drive connected up. I'm just going to switch this on. There's another cheap SSD drive on Amazon. It's the Adroit Lark. It's £9.86. It's a 48 gig SSD drive. However, when you scroll down to the sort of performance figures, it's got read speeds of around 250 megabytes a second, write speeds 180 megabytes a second. That is very, very slow for an SSD drive. So the reason I've gone for the Mengmi drive is that it has reports of much quicker read-write speeds. So here we are, read speed 230, write speeds 170. I thought I had read that it was quicker than that. There are people reporting quicker speeds, so let's find out. Okay, we're going to give this drive a go. We've just formatted it. Okay, we've got speeds of 233 megabytes a second read and 160 megabytes a second write. That's lower than I was hoping for, but what I've realized is that these drives have different speeds depending on what capacity they are. So this being the cheapest has what appears to be the lowest performance, and it looks like the results shown on Amazon are better for the higher capacity cards. I'll test this drive in another computer and see if the results are the same. The SSD drive on here may seem slow compared to the speeds you kind of expect from an SSD drive, but this is the speed you get from a standard hard drive. So this is, you know, what, 3 times, 4 times faster. But if you notice, these bits here are between sort of 160, 140 times faster, and that's where you're going to get a much more responsive system. I've run the speed test on a different PC, a newer PC than that one, and we're getting similar speeds as before. On the right here is the Mengmi 48 gig SSD. You get 45 gigabytes usable, and on the left here is a Crucial MX300 275 gig SSD, and you can sort of see the performance figures. You're getting around twice the speed, and some of these are much quicker. So this PC, let's just have a look how quick this boots into Windows using the standard hard drive that we tested earlier, and then We'll try and clone this over to the SSD drive and see what sort of speed difference there is in time. Okay, so that's 55 seconds. Still loading. I've ended up basically reinstalling Windows on this SSD drive because it was far too small to clone the other drive onto it, and so we've got a fresh install of Windows, and now we're at the desktop in about 15 seconds. So even though this is a slow SSD drive, we're looking at about 4 or 5 times quicker startup. And if we go into Crystal Disk Info, you can find a little bit more about this hard drive. It's been on for 1 hour, so it is literally brand new. Switched on 9 times in total, and it's currently in SATA 300, but it supports SATA 600. And I've rerun the Crystal Disk Mark, and it gave a similar performance as before. And this is in the older system that I was testing it in, which is an i3-550. So there we go. That is the Mengmi SSD 48 gig drive. Nothing particularly exciting, but it's quick enough for a PC and is still noticeably and significantly quicker than a normal hard drive.